budget is roughly about 1 lakh, expenditure is 1,12,000 crores, of which capital expenditure is 41,000 crores and revenue expenditure is 71,615 crores. This is a budget for bureaucratic expenditure. And as you know, sir, the expenditure is mainly on home, police, on which 9,588 crores are being spent. Now let me first start by saying that I was opposed to abrogation of Article 370 and I am still opposed to it. It was a wrong step for which the country will have to pay in future. I think, apart from fulfilling BJP's agenda, it had no other meaning. The finance minister in a speech has mentioned the concept of one nation, one constitution and one flag has been adopted in the Union. This was Shama Prasad Mukherjee's slogan. Ek Nishan, Ek Vidhan. He was a good man, died unfortunately in Kashmir. But his slogan is being implemented by his successors. Presently, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. You have read a budget. What is the meaning of this budget being read in Parliament? Why could not Jammu and Kashmir's elected representatives, their finance minister, give this budget? What is there in this budget of Nirmala Sitharaman that representatives of Jammu and Kashmir could not speak on? This is deprivation of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, their rights to have their own government. I am totally opposed to this undemocratic step. Sir, one gentleman called Mr. Kakru, he has written in the Kashmir Times about the situation today in Jammu Kashmir. The per capita income in J&K is recorded less than average Indian. The literacy rate is recorded below the average in India. The unemployment among educated persons is recorded 22% against 7% in India. The electricity available to public for domestic purposes is dismal. ये मेरा नहीं, ये तो अभी Kashmir Times 2/3/22 is written by a Kashmiri.
He's mocking you by saying that it's only 2 years since the accident. He's mocking you.
No, आपको तो पोस्ट मिला है प्रोफेशनल हेकलर का. हम लोग ऑफिशियली दे देंगे. प्रोफेशनल हेकलर मिस्टर निशिकांत दुबे. ठीक है. तो सर, I want to ask, what is the finance minister seeking to achieve through this budget? Now let me also say that this budget is basically a revenue budget. Only 37% is capital. 63% is revenue. That means salary, establishment, similar expenditure. इससे तो Jammu and Kashmir will not change. See what Jammu and Kashmir people have to say about this. Sir, I was just reading some statement. The Jammu and Kashmir Chamber of Commerce, they said that budget has nothing significant for trade and industry. It's a big disappointment for traders and industrialists who are under mounting pressure due to restrictions and continuous setbacks in the last 2 years due to pandemic and its related problems. The government has announced certain benefits for overall development of the country. But what is missing in the budget is a big announcement for marginal traders
No, he is not yielding.
who
He is
were
not yielding.
hit by the pandemic and expecting a relief from the Modi government. Sir, one opposition party in Jammu and Kashmir has said that this budget does not address the rising unemployment and unprecedented prices of all essential items of regular use. Due to lack of spending capacity,
Sougata ji,
economy. Have I said anything wrong?
are you yielding? Are you yielding?
No, I'm not yielding at all. I'm
please,
yielding,
under
not
what
yielding
rule?
at all. No, sir.
What rule?
Let him speak after me. Sir, you give him, he is the professional heckler put up by the BJP to disturb anybody who speaks against them. Sir, टैगोर का एक पोएम है.
Yes, I will.
भय करे तो वो भय के नो तो जाए ना.
No, his point of
जीतने के बाद भी
no. Sougata ji, his point. Sougata ji, his point of order was in 349(1). Shall not read any book, newspaper, or letter except in connection with the business of the house. This is absolutely the business of the house.
No, business of the house क्योंकि बजट आज पेश हुआ है सर, और वो बजट को कोट कर रहे हैं कि इस चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स ने ये कहा, इस पार्टी ने ये कहा, बजट तो आज पेश हुआ ना, वो न्यूज़पेपर में कैसे छप गया सर? इसका मतलब ये पुराना स्टेटमेंट कोट कर रहे हैं.
Factually correct or incorrect is not a matter of concern. Whether it may be correct or wrong.
नहीं, बिजनेस ऑफ द हाउस नहीं है ना सर, बिजनेस ऑफ द हाउस बजट है आज का, और बजट आज पेश हुआ है सर.
See, what he is reading. Nishikant Dubey, what he is reading is with me also. This is from the library. This is from the
तो
parliament.
बजट तो वो गलत है ना सर, वो पुराने साल का बजट है ना, या भारत सरकार का लास्ट ईयर का है ना सर. बजट तो आज पेश हुआ, वो अखबार में कैसे छपेगा सर?
No. Yes, please continue.
और यदि लीक
I'll carry on, sir.
No,
Now,
he is.
sir.
Ek second. He is reading about the budget just announced in the 1st February, in which allocation for Jammu Kashmir has already been stated that 35,000 something crores have been allocated, in which the trade and industry people have stated. He is quoting that. Yes. What is the point of order in it?
I do not know.
Yes, please continue.
I do not know. Any single point of criticism, BJP is on a roll. They think that any single criticism must be opposed. That is why they will receive kudos from Mr. Modi. That, well done, boys. For all this is an effort to attract his attention.
Yes, sir, please. Now come to the subject, please.
Now, slowly. Sir, Jammu and Kashmir, I remind you of Sheikh Abdullah. He formed the National Conference in Jammu and Kashmir Conference in 1931. One of the main jobs of Sheikh Abdullah was to lead the movement for land reforms in Jammu and Kashmir. Later, he was such a nationalist that later Jammu and Kashmir National Conference converted to National Conference. And I pay my tributes to Sheikh Abdullah, who always stayed in the national mainstream. The country did not treat him well, but he never deviated from the path of nationalism. Now, what is the problem? From outside, we go as tourists to Jammu and Kashmir. We take a shikara ride on Dal Lake. We go to Pahalgaon and we go to Gulmarg. We go up the skiing slopes of Gulmarg. But the people of Jammu and Kashmir remain poor because there is not so much scope for employment. Land is limited. Even after land reforms, people have not received. The other thing is handicrafts. That is solely dependent on tourist inflow to Jammu and Kashmir. Now, what has the government successfully done to improve agriculture? And the other is floriculture, olericulture, pomology, that is development of fruits, vegetables and flowers. Now, how much Philip has these things received? The point Mr. Amit Shah made in this house, I remember that very clearly that day. He said, we'll control militancy. We'll bring Jammu and Kashmir into the national mainstream. Now, there is this young minister, I have got a speech by him. He has given me a reply. He has given me a reply only in the month of December. See, Nityanand Rai, young minister. He said that I mentioned the death of armed police personnel in J&K. On 13/12/21, a police bus carrying police personnel was attacked by terrorists. 15 police personnel got injured, among them 3 died. Further, on 10th December, some terrorists fired upon police station Bandipura. In this incident, 2 police personnel received injuries. Again, 2 terrorists responsible for the incident have been killed. He said that government has adopted a policy of zero tolerance. But you know what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir? I have got a very nice report, sir, which says that J&K drop in law and order in sir. I read from his letter. He
मेरा नाम लिए इसलिए उस पर एक
यही होता है.
हाँ, मैं वही पे जो आप बोल रहे हैं उसी पे कर रहे हैं. मेरे जवाब का महोदय, मेरे जवाब का एक पार्ट बोल रहे हैं. सही तथ्य जो पुलिस पे अटैक,
अच्छा, हमको क्या,
हमारे पुलिस
उनको पूरा जवाब पढ़ना चाहिए.
आंकड़ों को हमने दिया है.
मेरा कोई काम नहीं है.
पार्ट यह भी था कि हमारे जवानों ने हमारी जम्मू पुलिस के साथ मिलकर सीआरपीएफ और मिलिट्री ने कितने आतंकवादियों को मारा है, वह भी आंकड़ा उसी में है. तो जरा कृपया अगर पढ़ें तो बड़ा.
अच्छा, आतंकवादी सर, लोगों को मानने में क्रेडिट सर.
आतंकवादी को मैं बोल रहा हूं सर. आतंकवादी, कितने आतंकवादी मारे गए हैं उसकी बात मैं कह रहा हूं.
सर, ये मंत्री जी को जो धीरज जिसको कहता है, पेशेंस कम है, उम्र कम है, इसलिए मैं उनको माफ कर देता हूं. हाँ.
यह है कि मैं गलत चीजों को सुनना नहीं चाहता हूं. धैर्य तो पूरा है, लेकिन हमारे जवानों ने, इस देश के पुलिस जवानों ने, मिलिट्री ने, सीआरपीएफ ने किस प्रकार से आतंकवादियों के सफाई में लगे हैं, उसको भी तो इनको कहना चाहिए, गर्व करना चाहिए इनको उस पे.
यस सर, आई एम नाउ स्लोली वाइंडिंग अप.
Yes.
Sir, very important report. J&K, drop in law and order incidents.
Please.
But, sir, listen to this.
Please.
But uptick in militant recruitment. क्या हो रहा है?
Go ahead, please.
Sir, what is happening in J&K? That incident, huge number. You have posted 3 lakh army personnel in J&K. You've got huge CRP, BSF, CISF, and the works. So incidents have become a few less. But what is worrisome is there is an uptick in militant recruitment. Sir, between January and December 2020, 225 militants were killed by security forces. 19 in Kashmir, 13 in Jammu. Sir, but the improvement in terms of, on counts of terrorism, there are more people joining the militants every day. This is happening why? Because there is no democracy, functioning democracy in Jammu and Kashmir. They say that we have held the panchayat election. Every other day, sarpanches are being killed by terrorists. Sarpanches do not come out of their houses. So the promise made by Amit Shah that Jammu and Kashmir will improve significantly has not been redeemed.
Yes.
Sir, I end with saying that you must Nirmala ji, I know, is not the boss in this matter. Amit Shah is. She has only brought the. She has only brought the budget. But Jammu and Kashmir must have elections, assembly elections at the earliest. This excuse given that we are doing delimitation, that's a bogus.
Yes.
That's a bogus excuse. You must have
Thank you.
elections to the assembly in Jammu and Kashmir. You must have a proper representative government in Jammu and Kashmir. And the way to win away militants from the young people from the path of militancy is to give them the offer of participating in open election and also in giving them jobs. Unemployment is the biggest problem in Jammu and Kashmir. Development is the biggest problem in Jammu and Kashmir. And this government had significantly, signally failed in providing unemployment, employment and jobs.
Thank you.
To the people also in ensuring development. They talk of big projects, sir. We'll build a road from Katra to Amritsar. We'll build a road via Jojila Pass to Ladakh. We'll build a road to Pahalgaon. No, that's not enough. Jammu and Kashmir live in small, small hamlets. Whether those hamlets are connected. That's how. And I want to ask them last of all, what happened to your promise of rehabilitating Kashmiri Pandits in the valley? They have not re-established one single Pandit family in the Kashmir valley. This is all talk. Ek nishan, ek vidhan. ये बीजेपी का पॉलिटिकल स्लोगन उसी का बजट है. That's why I oppose the budget.
Thank you, Sougata ji. Sri Srinivas Reddy ji.